Hello. So in Java, we have a primitive data types. What are those? We can see. So byte, short, int, long, float, double, cat, and boolean. So byte can store 1 byte, and short 2 bytes, int 4 bytes, long 8 bytes, and float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes, char and 2 bytes, and boolean 1 bit. So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. Okay, we can calculate like that. So up to byte to long, it can store whole numbers, and float to double 4 decimals, and char 1 character at a time, and boolean 2 or 4s. Okay. So what is data type first? Okay. What is data type first? So data types are usually used to store data. Okay. If I use int, it can take only integer. Okay. So normally, if I'm not assign any value to this particular data type, so then your JVM, it can assign a default values for these primitive data types. So what are those? We can see next slide. So here we have, see here, default value for byte is 0, and short, int, long also 0, and float double is 0.0, and boolean is false. Okay. And so in Java, so it follows object-oriented programming, right? 100% object-oriented programming system when I say Java. And also Java supports these primitives still. So, and also these primitive data types in Java having its own reference types. Those reference types, we can call it as wrapper classes. So each primitive data type is having its own corresponding reference types in Java. Those reference types, we can call it as wrapper classes. So what are the wrapper classes we have in Java? We can see it. So the left side, all primitive data types are starting with small letters, byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. And wrapper classes are starting from capital letters, byte, short, integer, long, float, double, character, and boolean. So what does these wrapper classes do? Okay, what does these wrapper classes do? So these wrapper classes, so in Java, we have a collection framework. Okay, collection framework. So when I say framework, there is a predefined methods and classes are there. We can reuse those classes and methods. So then only collections accept objects. So these primitive data types, we cannot create objects. So when I say these wrapper classes, we can create object for these byte, short, integer, long, float, double, character, boolean, because these are the classes types. Okay. So in Java, classes are, so when I say anything, it starts from capital letter, those we can call it as a capital, like class. Okay. So those are helps to our collection framework. And also wrapper classes provide utility methods like parsing value of like that. And also there is a techniques we can do it. Like for example, so I can convert this primitive type to a wrapper class. That concept we can call it as boxing. So what I'm saying, so this int type, this is int type, right? It is primitive data type. So then this primitive type, I can convert it to an integer object. Okay. Then I can use that integer object in collection somewhere. Okay. Same also reverse. So integer object, I can convert to int back to primitive type. That we can call it as unboxing. So these wrapper classes provide utility methods, right? So here we have a parse int. So what is parse int can do? So I have a string variable. So within that string, I am capturing some numbers. Okay, within the double quotes, I am capturing some numbers. So this parse int method is a static method. So when I say static method, object is no need to create a static method. By class name itself, we can use that. We can call that methods. Now integer is a class name dot parse int. So that is a static method. And within the parse int, it take argument is string. So what are the argument for passing